Hi everybody, good morning. Thank you for practicing with me today, and if you are new here, welcome. Today we have a quick morning wake up stretch. So let's get started. We are going to begin in child's pose today. So find a way to make this comfortable for you. You can have your knees as wide as your mat, toes touching behind you, or knees close together. Resting your forehead along the mat. Your arms can be at your sides, palms facing up or down, or you can extend them forward if you want to start stretching into your arms and shoulders. We're just going to stay here for a few breaths, beginning to feel into our bodies, taking stock of how we're feeling today. Noticing the way our back bodies expand on our inhales, and the way that we sink into the floor on our exhales. Maybe rock your head side to side, massaging your forehead along the mat. If your arms are extended in front of you, maybe walk them a little bit further. Now we're starting to stretch into our back and side bodies a bit more deeply. Just take 2 deep breaths together, inhaling fully, feeling the back and stomach expand, and exhaling to release. Once more, inhale deeply, and exhale to let it all out. So walk your hands up. So you come seated on your knees. You can stick a block underneath if you need to, but we'll just be here for a second to take a full body stretch. Extending through your fingertips, reaching your arms up or to the side, whatever you need to start stretching in your body today. Great, that felt nice. So let's come forward onto our hands and knees into this tabletop position. We'll start by just rocking our hips side to side, warming up through our hip girdles, finding some length in our side bodies. Just moving and breathing intuitively here, finding what you need, stretching into any areas that may be tight. And let's begin to take some hip circles one way, and then the other. Just gentle movements, synchronized with our breath. Let's find a neutral spine, and we'll take a few rounds of cat-cows, arching and rounding our backs. Inhaling to drop the belly, open through the chest, lift the gaze. And exhaling to round, gaze to belly. Let's do one more round. Inhaling to open. And exhaling to press against the floor with your hands and your feet, and find this active rounding of the upper back body. Then we'll meet in a neutral spine, staying on our hands and knees here. Let's extend the right foot back, toes underneath. Just rock a little forward and back, beginning to wake our feet up all the way through our calves. If you need a little bit more of a static stretch here, go ahead, or you can keep it dynamic. Maybe lifting the leg up, doing a couple ankle rolls, and lowering it back down. So now we're gonna shift our left foot over so that our bottom half of our left leg is parallel with the short edge of our mat. Open up through our hips, keeping our left arm planted, reaching up through our right arm for this version of gate pose. And extending the arm over our ears, finding a really long, nice stretch through our whole right side body. Maybe circling the arm one way and the other to wake up through the shoulder. Really pulling our rib cage up and back to find this opening. One more deep breath here, inhaling and exhaling to come back to a neutral spot on our hands and knees. Let's do that on the other side, left leg back, finding some movement, open up through the foot and ankle, getting out all those cracks. Maybe lifting the leg to do some rolls or holding the stretch statically. And swing the right foot out, open up through the hips, and extend the left arm up, and then overhead. Again, finding this really nice lengthening and stretching through our left side. If your neck is sore here or feeling tender this morning, you can let it hang. If you want to open up a little more through the shoulders, you can take a few arm circles. One more inhale, finding more length. And exhaling to return to center. Let's tuck our toes here and peel our way back to downward facing dog. My hamstrings are always really tight in the morning, so I'm going to keep a pretty deep bend in mine. Again, finding what your body needs, maybe pedaling out your feet. And then on your next exhale, release entirely and begin taking small steps all the way up to find a fold at the top of your mat. You can keep your knees pretty bent here if you're still feeling tight through your hamstrings and lower back. We just spent a decent time on our wrists, so if your hands touch the floor, maybe turn your palms face up, stretch through your wrists here, or grab opposite elbows and find a ragdoll, shaking your head yes and no. Releasing through the lower back, stretching your hamstrings. I know this is a deep stretch for me personally in the morning, but it still feels really nice to wake up through these tight parts of my body. Now let's ground through our feet, pulling energy up through our inner arches as we inhale to roll very slowly up to standing. Stacking our joints on top of one another, our gaze being the last to lift. And when you reach a standing position, you can roll your shoulders forward, up and back. Place your hands by your side, palms facing forward to find this mountain pose. Let's take a round of breath here, inhaling, feeling our chest lift with our breath, and exhaling to find grounding. On our next inhale, let's raise our arms above our heads, and exhale to float them down. Inhale, lift your arms, and exhale, drop. Inhale, lift your arms, and exhale, fold. Inhale to find a halfway lift, lengthening through the crowns of our heads to find a flat back. And exhale to release into our fold. A round of breath here, inhaling. And exhaling to release. And then on our inhale, finding our slow roll back up to standing. Though it can be a little quicker now that we're waking up. Roll our shoulders forward, up and back. Maybe take some neck rolls. Last little pieces of our body that we want to stretch out before finishing up with a quick vinyasa flow. So let's inhale our arms up above our heads and exhale to fold. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, plant the palms. Step back into a plank position. Ground through the hands and finger pads here. Stretch through your heels and out the crown of your head. Find strength in this position. Engage our core just for one more second. Inhaling and exhaling to hold. Inhale and exhale to lower to the mat. Inhale to find a cobra. And exhale to press back into downward facing dog. Taking a round of breath here, again pressing through our hands, lifting up through our tailbones. Inhaling together and exhaling to find our way to the front of the mat. Meeting in a forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. And exhale to fold, sweeping our arms on our inhale up above our heads to standing. And exhale, bringing them through, palms touching to heart center. This is where we will close today. You can have your eyes shut, or if you're trying to wake up even more, gazing softly in front of you. So you take 2 rounds of breath together, just as we did at the beginning. Inhaling and exhaling. Once more, inhaling fully and exhaling it all out. Namaste.